current president of the Fat Guy Alliance, the current president of the TBX 420 Club, your hero, your role model, the person you want to be like when you grow up. I probably won't be able to wear this mask this whole time. That Tony, the urban franchise, Tony Montana. And yeah, peeps, this is my Halloween special, at least part one of it. I was actually hoping to do this with a couple of my peeps, but the weather and circumstances kind of stopped that from happening. We had our first snow, we had some rain, I was doing some babysitting, so everything did not work out. If you guys remember from last year, what I did for last year's Halloween special, I started it a bit early. I'm going in closer to the end this time. Me, Dr. Clone, and the Windcorn for a couple episodes discussed how we would survive horror villains. And this episode is going to be kind of different. I'm not going to be talking about how I would survive horror villains or the general way to survive horror villains. I'm going to be talking about how which professional wrestlers I think would survive horror villains and why. And I'm going to do it in two parts. In character, wrestlers as their wrestling personas. In some cases, there may be older personas that I utilize for certain things. And then I'm also going to talk about which wrestler, the person, based on what you've seen on interviews, how they carry themselves and whatnot, or their background, who would survive horror villains. First things first. Anyone who's ever had one of these rubber Batman masks knows how hard it is to wear them, and especially I have this beard. It is not easy. I know my beard looks really messed up right now, but I can't wear it. I actually probably could have worn it a bit longer. I'm right under a bright light, but I didn't sound right. I kind of want to make sure I'm hearing myself clearly. Alright guys, so let's start this off with one of the most well-known villains. Recently had a new movie come out. Jason from Friday the 13th. Who's more or less an unkillable killing machine. If you get in his way of him getting into his sister, he will fuck you up. Let's see. Mr. Friday the 13th. Who can beat Jason? I told you guys I'm going to say one on character and one out of character. And one thing I'm going to do to prevent myself from cheating is I can only use certain wrestlers, any wrestler, one time per episode. Because obviously it would be a cheat, because if I just keep saying The Undertaker over and over again, it wouldn't be fair. So I got to try to think of different people every time. As far as in character, who can beat Jason? Let's think about this for a while. I remember there was an old Jason movie when they're on a boat and he saw a kickboxer actually holding his own against Jason for a while. It was just to me that part how he did get his head knocked off, right? Or boxer or kickboxer. I think he was a kickboxer. He did get his head knocked off, but he did hold his own for quite a little bit. So this would make this one quite simple. I kind of feel. I was gonna say Braun. I don't feel I need to waste Braun there. Actually, let's go Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman. He flipping buses. He flips ambulances. I see him having, as long as he could avoid the machete or he's smart enough to attack from behind, I could see him having a good chance against Jason. As long as Jason's not armed or he's able to unarm Jason, I see Braun Strowman being able to take him out. Now, as far as actual people outside of their characters, I'm going to say Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is a very powerful guy, big guy, agile guy, athletic guy. He'll be able to outrun Jason. He'll be able to run circles around him. Jason doesn't really move that fast.
So if Brock comes up on him and he has a weapon, Brock could just like run around, outrun him, then come from behind and take him to Suplex City. And if I don't know how Jason's gonna be able to use the machete if he's getting a suplex, maybe he might get a slash off. But I'm sure after a couple suplexes from Brock, that machete will drop. Maybe that rhymed. Okay. Now, who do we have next? Chucky. Who do I think to take on Chucky in character? Oh, this is kind of a stupid one. I kind of feel anyone can take on Chucky. Because he's just a doll, if you remember my answers from last year. So I'm going to be like James Ellsworth. Could probably take on Chucky. Give him some no chin music, because it's just a damn doll. He might get stabbed in the foot, but he'll kick his head off, and I'll be that. And who can take on Chucky outside of character? As I said, I don't really see Chucky as much of a threat, so I'm going to say Hornswoggle. Little Swoggle come in there. They're about the same size. I feel you have a bit of an advantage. Swoggle. Or Hornswoggle, depending where you watch him. I've heard he's gone by Swoggle in Impact. Okay, let's go to next. Freddy Krueger. Mr. Nightmare on Elm Street. Who is Freddy Krueger? I probably should be explaining each character because I realized someone I've collabed with at the YouTube space, they didn't know a lot of these characters, so I'm going to explain Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger, he gets you in your dreams, more or less. And I have quite an interesting answer. As far as wrestlers and their characters, this might trick some people, might throw some people off, because some people may be thinking I'm going to say one thing. I'm actually going to say Xavier Woods, Austin Creed, from Up, Up, Down, Down. Why? Because he's a gamer, he's an anime, he probably has a really active imagination, he watched Power Rangers, he's into a lot of the same things as me. And your power against Freddy is your ability to manifest powers for yourself in your dream. And I feel someone who's into all these kind of genres of superheroes and all kinds of things, it's going to be very easy for them to use their active imagination to go in there and take them out. As far as real life, my Xavier answer could go for both real life and, fake, but, and in character. But I'm gonna go with Vince McMahon. I feel Vince McMahon has such an ego that he would refuse to give in to Freddy. And this is sure will. I'm sure McMahon is notable for not sleeping much. He barely ever sleeps. And when he does sleep, he's the type of a person who seems like he has so much control of the world in his life. I feel that when he goes into his dreams, he probably has complete and total control in his dreams. But it's been really publicly noted that he does not sleep much. So he wouldn't have to worry about avoiding Freddy because he barely ever sleeps. He'll be used to that. Where people are going to be suffering trying to stay awake, Mr. McMahon will not be dealing with that. He will be out of his sheer will and his determination of the fact that he controls everything. When he goes into his dreams, there's no way he's going to let Freddy come there. He's probably just going to hit Freddy with a "you're fired," and then Freddy will burst into flames again. Now let's see. Chainsaw Massacre. Leatherface. He's the guy who would kill people with chainsaws and then put them in their chili. Big guy, imposing, very powerful. Let's go into character. Now, I had already used two big guys generally in wrestling, which would have been Brock and Braun. But there's another big guy, and I'm gonna say specifically in character, in their WWE character, can probably pull it off, and that's the Big Show. He's a big, powerful monster. He's flipped over vehicles too. You know, yes, Leatherface is quite fast, but you know, if Big Show can hit one of those weapons of mass destruction fists in his face quick enough before he can get his chainsaw started, I feel he'll have a good chance. And as far as wrestlers outside of character, the actual person, my pick would be Mark Henry. They don't call him the world's strongest man for no reason. He's a strong guy. I've seen him bend frying pans, pull fire trucks legitimately in competitions and on TV. I think he'll be pretty strong. It'll be just a matter of him getting out of the way of the chainsaw, as long as he can get to him before he started. I kind of feel why Leatherface gets a chance to start the chainsaw. It's because people are scared initially when they see him. I don't think that'll be an issue with Mark Henry. It probably wouldn't be with Big Show either. Who else we got, guys? Jeepers Creepers. I actually was originally gonna say Mark Henry for this one. Now I gotta think of another one. This is actually quite hard. This one's quite hard because I've already used one of the big powerhouse guys, and you would need a lot of strength against. Who else was a big, strong guy in wrestling? Jeepers Creepers. In character, I will go with. Very Wyatt. He has the teleportation powers. He has all those demon powers. Barry Wyatt's powers are not of this world. This is Sister Abigail thing. And he can teleport out of the way when he goes for him and stuff. I kind of feel Barry Wyatt can beat him. I was kind of leaning towards Barry Wyatt against the other character, but I decided I would back up for that one. And for real life, because, you know, he's just very seriously powerful. He could rip off a bus. I'm going to go with Andre the Giant, because Andre the Giant is a big guy, strong guy. He'll probably have a harder time trying to pick him up, and when he does that, Andre can get the grass around his neck, probably choke him out. Maybe Andre will be strong enough to rip off one of his wings, so I'm going to go with Andre the Giant on that one. Pinhead from Hellraiser. The Cube. This one's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. But my one cheat pick, I'm gonna use it on this one. As far as in character, one person who can defeat Hellraiser would be the Undertaker. He controls the darkness, he controls the dark side. Pinhead is just more or less, he works for the devil, so he can't beat the Undertaker in that. The Undertaker will take his world and make it his world. And as far as real life, is there really a way to survive Pinhead? I guess it's a matter of avoiding the block. The interaction with it. And I feel a part of it, from what I've seen, like the one Hellraiser movie I can't remember, is if you're a bad person, it makes you more possible to fall or get trapped by the trap of the Hellraiser block. I haven't seen all of them. I could be completely wrong. Maybe it could have affected some good people. So I'm going to think of someone who is notoriously a good person. And you know what? I'm going to go with John Cena. Because no one's more dedicated to his fans, everyone, than John Cena. He's done more Make-A-Wishes than anyone else in the world. So I see John Cena. He would not be affected, and maybe he won't have the time to, if someone puts the block there for him to notice and pick it up, he would probably just be too busy to even notice it. Because we all know how crazy John Cena's schedule is. Children of the Corn. Children of the Corn. I can't remember how I answered that one last year, actually. I really don't remember how I answered that one last year. Who am I going to pick for the Children of the Corn? They're not demonic. I'm going to go with the Sinister Minister James Mitchell. He seems to really be in touch with the dark side and stuff in his character. I kind of feel that he will be able to manipulate the Children of the Corn to work for him. As far as real life, I'm gonna go with this is way out there. I'm gonna go with Flip Gordon because he was in the military, and he will probably be able to use weapons against them good and just kill them off quickly before they can do anything. If he's fast about it and he knows he's coming there after them. I don't really think that Flip Gordon would be the one to would be like into going and killing kids, but if it was a matter of life and death, I feel Flip can pull it off. His military training will help him there. Let me think of some more villains. Maybe I should stop it there, come back. Who else? Let me think of one more to close this off, then I'll come back for another episode. Michael Myers. Oh, actually, I'm kind of mistaken. I believe it was Michael Myers who had a new movie, not it wasn't a new Friday the 13th, I believe. I believe it was Michael Myers. And I probably should have used the answers I used for Michael Myers, Jason for Michael Myers. Now I gotta think about this. I gotta think of someone, because Michael Myers is more or less the same thing. He doesn't move particularly fast, but he's just consistent. Like Jason, I said it wrong. He's just killing people at Crystal Lake or anyone who goes to his house. Michael Myers just kills anyone who gets in the way of him and his sister. Who do I think I can kill Michael Myers? Since this is the last one, and then the next episode, when I come up with more villains, I can use anyone. I am going to say in character. Let me think about this. Because I was about to say someone in character who may have a good chance against him out of character, so I don't know if I want to use him. Who's notoriously strong? Kane. I was going to use Kane as the one who can beat him in real life, but I'm going to use the Demon Kane because I don't think Michael Myers is fireproof, and the Demon Kane could probably put him on fire. As far as who can beat him out of character, that's going to be an interesting one. That's going to be a hard decision. I'm going to go with Bad Luck Fale from the Firing Squad, the Bullet Club, the OGs. He's a big, strong guy. You need a big, strong guy against Michael Myers. It's a matter of getting at him when he doesn't have his weapon or being able to disarm him. Fale, wrestler, moves a little quicker than other big guys. You can get behind him. Samoans, they're badass fighters. Is there one more I can do? Let me think. I'm going to try to think quickly. If I can't do one more, I'm going to end it there. Then I'm going to upload this for you guys to see it. No, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to come back in another episode, and I'm going to talk about things like zombies and vampires and werewolves and stuff in part 2. Maybe I'll be wearing a different costume for that one. Okay? So, guys, sound off in the comments. Let me know if you agree. Let me know who you think would be able to beat these villains. And do you think my answers are correct? Do you think my answers are wrong? Get into it. Let's debate about it. Which wrestlers can survive horror villains? Be sure to follow me on everything TBX420 Club. Starting off the channel you're watching this video on, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, whatever you feel I deserve. Go in the comments and be heard. Give me your opinion on what I've said. Notification bells, all that good stuff. Follow the official Instagram page, TBX420 Club, for my pre-filmed selfies and my awesome memes. Go and follow Twitter, TonyMon. Go and follow Snapchat, TBX420, for my more mature content. You want a game with me, TBX420 on PSN, TonyMon420 on Xbox Live. Stay good, peeps, and keep it blitz.